97, 98, 99, 100. Oh, what are you? Hey, how you doing? Didn't see you there. Just getting pumped up for my tomorrow's 26 pull-up challenge. Just keeping the pump going. But today we're talking about the workshops we're doing in 2026. We got a whole year lined up for you. The inspiration for this is that people typically want to lose weight, especially this time of year. The challenge is they don't really know how to, or maybe necessarily where to even start about how to get that process going. So we've broken down into 4 sections, and we start off with the gut, okay? You go gut, and then you go detox, and then you go hormones, and then you go weight loss. Because we want you to understand the basic fundamentals of what's going on in your body and your mind. Of course, we're obsessed with brain-body connection, right? And we want you to have the tools to understand. So that's why we're putting on these workshops. I'm gonna start it off this year with a cortisol gut workshop to help you understand how your stress is trashing your gut, which is eliminating almost any possibility you have of losing weight. So in February, Paul's gonna go over the bloat that won't go away. So this is about the people who eat perfectly and still get gas and bloating. It's gonna talk about the difference between overgrowth versus just gas. It's gonna talk about why some people really can't get their head around their digestion because they're chasing symptoms. In March, I'm gonna be jumping back in there with the anxiety gut loop. And that's where we're gonna learn about how your anxiety in your mind is affecting your whole body and how your digestion is getting thrown off because even just you thinking about a stressful activity can then push blood out of your digestive system and then into your skeletal muscles so you can run away from your stressors rather than dealing with them. In April, we're going to be talking about the master filters, the liver and the gallbladder, why you're waking up at 3 a.m. in the morning, why a sluggish liver stalls your weight loss, and what you can do about it. In May, Paul and I are going to tag team about the uninvited guests. We were talking about parasites. Everybody's like, I got a parasite cleanse. Okay, so we're going to talk about how they're stalling your weight loss, how they're waking you up at night, just like other things can happen. And we're going to help you understand without cleaning these things out and helping balancing out your immune system and draining them out, you can never lose weight. In June, Paul's going to be talking about the brain drain. And this is about circadian rhythms and sleep cycles and how if you're not sleeping, you're not cleansing. And if you can't get your sleep right, you're definitely not going to lose weight because your body's in survival mode. So she's going to go into circadian rhythms, what sleep support looks like, what you can do as easy exercises and tools to optimize your sleep. Okay, so in Q3, we're going to talk about the rhythms that ruin everything. So we're talking about hormones here. This is where people get a lot of attention because they're like, my hormones are jacked up. It's not your hormones. You got to go back to your stress first, and we'll come back to this later. But Paul's going to go over with Stephanie from PureScript about what the actual birth control pill is doing to your hormones, how it's manipulating them, and how it's going to limit your ability to lose weight in the future because if you're jacking up your system and by adding in a bunch of estrogen, things like that from the outside, it's really going to have a hard time for your body to balance because you're basically playing God with your hormones. So don't do that. In August, Paul's going to be going over the unsung hero, the thyroid. And this is going to be a great workshop for you to understand how the thyroid, liver, and gut connection, that's like a triangle, is all wrapped in there in terms of determining your metabolism and help you understand why, even if your labs come back as normal, why you still could have hypothyroid symptoms and or be in a hypothyroid state because laboratory ranges and functional ranges are not the same. In September, Paul and I are going to be tag teaming the second puberty. You may be asking yourself, what's the second puberty? For the ladies, it's called perimenopause. We want to understand why increasing amounts of estrogen and decreasing amounts of progesterone are affecting you, like your weight, your mood, your sleep, and all this kind of stuff. In October, we're going to talk about the blood sugar roller coaster of insulin resistance. And we're going to help you understand what's going on with your energy crashes, why you can't lose weight because your insulin is, your cells are resistant to insulin, and things like that. So you can walk away with, what do I need to eat? When do I need to eat it? How much of what, and things like that, so you can have no doubts whatsoever about what to do for your insulin resistance to get your cells back taking up the energy so you can feel great and lose the weight you want to. In November, Paul's going to be taking over the concept of exercise for hormones, exercise for movements. You might say, how is exercise going to affect your hormones? Well, quite frankly, you might not know, but certain exercise types actually raise your cortisol, which is your stress hormone, and then throws off your body's ability to lose weight. In December, we're going to round it out by talking about nature's Ozempic, how to activate GLPs in your body and how to get that metabolic flexibility back because you don't want to rely on something you have to take the rest of your life in order to maintain your weight because it comes with a host of negative side effects. So we're going to help you understand how you can activate your gut microbiome and other things you can do in order to get your body's own already implanted in you, it comes in your body free of charge, GLPs. Okay, so you can get that metabolic flexibility back and start losing that weight and keeping it off. So you have the tools and the resources to make this a journey for the rest of your life, not just another fad diet or another exercise scheme or another, buns of steel, whatever you've been trying to do for getting your weight loss off. So we can't wait for you to join us. We're excited. So sign up at the link in the bio. You can either do one workshop at a time if that's what you like, or you can save 60% on the whole year by signing up for the entire year. All right? Can't wait for you to join us. Make it a great day.